In the glittering world of South Korean entertainment, stars shine not only for their performances but also for the carefully constructed images that orbit them. For actors Moon Ga-young and Cha Eun-woo, the spotlight is brighter than most. Both were catapulted into international stardom through their breakout roles, cementing themselves as two of the most recognizable faces in K-drama history. Yet, with fame comes the tightrope walk of balancing public image, personal identity, and the ever-growing curiosity about their bond. Theirs is not just a story about careers, but about navigating the invisible lines between who they are on screen, who they are off-screen, and what fans imagine in between. The burden of stardom. Stardom is often painted in gold, the red carpets, flashing cameras, global fanbases chanting names. But beneath the surface lies a weight that stars must carry. For Moon Ga-young and Cha Eun-woo, their careers have often been defined by perception. Moon Ga-young, who entered the industry as a child actress, has lived more years under the public eye than out of it. She has spoken about the difficulties of balancing normal life with her career, of trying to experience adolescence while being expected to embody maturity on screen. For her, fame was never a sudden explosion, it was a gradual build that carried with it an evolving set of expectations. Cha Eun-woo, on the other hand, experienced a meteoric rise. As Aestiero's face genius, he quickly became known as the visual standard in the industry. But with that label came criticism, whispers that he was only looks, not talent. Each acting role became a test, not just of his ability, but of his worthiness to stand where he did. Fame, for him, became both blessing and battlefield. Both stars share this dual reality, the need to protect their identities from being swallowed by the image others project onto them. The chemistry between Moon Ga-young and Cha Eun-woo in True Beauty, 2020, remains unforgettable. Their portrayal of high school sweethearts captured an innocence and tenderness that resonated across cultures. It was natural, then, for fans to begin speculating about their off-screen relationship. The smallest details became fodder for theories. If they laughed too easily at each other's jokes during behind-the-scenes clips, fans called it evidence. If they posted photos from similar locations, the internet erupted. Even casual compliments in interviews became magnified under the lens of what if. This is the paradox of fame. While fans claim to ship their favorites out of love, that same adoration often intrudes on the personal lives of the stars themselves. For Moon Ga-young and Cha Eun-woo, managing that boundary is an ongoing challenge. They have learned to respond with grace, acknowledging their professional chemistry without fanning flames unnecessarily. Yet, their silence, too, sometimes fuels curiosity, leaving fans caught between admiration and speculation. Crafting an image versus preserving identity. The entertainment industry thrives on images, the polished, carefully curated personas that fans consume. Both Moon and Eun-woo know this well. On variety shows, interviews, and fan meetings, they project warmth, humility, and relatability. Their agencies craft narratives that highlight their strengths while subtly guarding their weaknesses. But identity, the core of who they truly are, cannot be staged as easily. Moon Ga-young has often been described by colleagues as introspective and thoughtful, someone who observes more than she speaks. Her real personality is far quieter than the bubbly characters she often portrays. Cha Eun-woo, meanwhile, has admitted in interviews that he can be shy and reserved, even awkward at times. Yet, as a public figure, he is expected to radiate confidence and charisma at every turn. The gap between public persona and private identity can sometimes feel like two different lives. At this crossroads of image and identity, the challenge becomes clear. How do they continue to shine without losing themselves? For previous generations of actors, privacy was guarded by physical distance. But in the digital age, fans demand constant access. Instagram posts, live streams, TikTok clips all become windows into personal lives. Moon Ga-young and Cha Eun-woo tread carefully in this space. Their social media presence is minimal compared to other stars, with posts carefully curated around work projects, endorsements, or safe glimpses into their lives. Rarely do they share raw, candid snapshots that could ignite unwanted speculation. And yet, even the most innocuous posts spark debate. A photo of Moon on a beach. Eunwoo smiling at a cafe. If the timing overlaps, fans connect dots that may not exist. This hyperanalysis speaks less about the stars themselves and more about the intensity of fandom culture today. For Moon and Eunwoo, the challenge is not only what to post but how much of themselves to reveal without losing their sanctuary of privacy. Fans are both the lifeblood of stardom and its heaviest burden. Their love catapults stars to international acclaim, but their expectations can suffocate. For Moon Ga-young and Cha Eun-woo, fans expect perfection. Moon is often hailed as a symbol of elegance and relatability. Yet, when she tries new looks or takes on darker roles, fans sometimes resist, preferring her in the familiar mold of the sweet rom-com heroine. Eun-woo, similarly, faces immense pressure. As a member of ASTRO and a leading man in dramas, he carries the responsibility of being both idol and actor. Fans expect flawless visuals, flawless performances, flawless behavior, an impossible standard for any human being. And then there's the shared expectation, the dream of a real-life romance. While fans adore their on-screen chemistry, the line blurs when some insist it must extend off-screen. The pressure to confirm or deny such rumors puts them in a precarious position to disappoint fans by clarifying, or to stay silent and risk feeding speculation. What stands out about Moon Ga-young and Cha Eun-woo is their ability to handle pressure with dignity. Neither resorts to public outbursts, dramatic denials, or feeding gossip. Instead, they practice strength in silence. When asked about each other in interviews, they respond warmly yet professionally. When rumors flare, they let the noise fade rather than fan it. This restraint is not weakness, it is a deliberate strategy, a recognition that not every truth needs to be shared with the world. Their silence, paradoxically, becomes its own strength. It preserves their bond, whatever it may truly be, from being dissected and consumed by millions. The story of Moon Ga-young and Cha Eun-woo at this crossroads is more than celebrity gossip, it is a reflection of the human condition in the digital age. Identity versus image. They remind us that behind every polished persona is a person fighting to preserve their true self. Privacy versus access. They illustrate the delicate dance of giving enough to stay connected to fans while keeping enough to remain whole. Love versus expectation. They show that while fan adoration can be overwhelming, it also comes with expectations that can never fully be met. So, what lies ahead for Moon Ga-young and Cha Eun-woo? More collaborations? More silent support for each other's careers? Or perhaps a deeper friendship that remains theirs alone, away from the spotlight? On the set of True Beauty, fans saw perfection, radiant lighting, sparkling chemistry, and iconic high school romance. But behind the cameras, the reality was less polished. Moon Ga-young, known for her calm poise, was often spotted huddling over her script in quiet corners, underlining notes, rehearsing lines in whispers. Cha Eun-woo, meanwhile, practiced scenes with a laser-like focus, often repeating gestures to get them just right. Crew members described their dynamic as professional but comfortable, a quiet camaraderie rather than a noisy friendship. One anecdote that fans still discuss is a scene where Eun-woo's character comforts Moons on a school rooftop. The emotional weight of the scene required both to deliver vulnerability. After several takes, Eun-woo reportedly leaned over to Ga-young and whispered, "Shall we just trust each other and let go?" The next take became the one that made the final cut, raw and filled with sincerity. This is where the crossroads emerges. Fans saw romantic sparks, but for the two actors, it was a moment of professional trust and artistry. After True Beauty, social media became a battlefield of theories. A snapshot of Eun-woo laughing during a variety show? He must have been texting Ga-young before going on stage. A photo of Moon Ga-young with cherry blossoms? Did Eun-woo take that picture for her? One particularly memorable fan frenzy happened when both posted beach photos weeks apart. The sand looked similar, the ocean horizon uncannily alike. Entire threads were dedicated to proving they were in the same place, sparking headlines in entertainment blogs. Later, it was revealed they were working on separate brand campaigns, but by then, the theory had taken on a life of its own. For Moon and Eun-woo, these moments are a reminder. Every choice, from where they stand to what they post, becomes a puzzle piece in fans' imaginations. And yet, Neither ever scolded fans for theorizing. Their silence kept the line between reality and speculation blurred, protecting their personal truth. Despite carefully managed images, every so often, genuine glimpses of their true selves shine through. During a press interview, Moon Ga-young was asked about her chemistry with Eun Woo. Instead of a rehearsed answer, she paused, smiled, and said, "He works very hard. I respect him a lot for that." The softness in her tone spoke volumes more than the words themselves. Eun Woo, in another moment, described Ga-young as someone who makes a set feel safe. Coming from someone often described as reserved, the comment felt like a rare unguarded truth. These instances fuel fans' belief in a deeper connection, whether friendship, mentorship, or something more. Yet, they also highlight the real bond that exists behind the image: respect, trust, and mutual admiration. In an age where stars often overshare to stay relevant, Moon Ga-young and Cha Eun Woo's restraint is almost rebellious. Their minimal social media activity is not a sign of distance but of intentional boundaries. Ga-young once admitted in an interview that she prefers reading books or taking long walks over documenting her life online. Eun Woo, too, has said he values quiet time with family and close friends away from the spotlight. This choice to protect their inner worlds is what keeps their identities intact. Their refusal to overshare becomes an act of resistance, proof that one can still shine brightly without giving the world every piece of themselves. Fans' emotional investment is both touching and overwhelming. Many express how true beauty helped them through difficult times, crediting Moon and Eun Woo for giving them hope, laughter, and a safe space. But alongside the love comes obsession. Some fans have gone as far as analyzing flight schedules, restaurant visits, or even jewelry choices to connect dots between the two stars. While agencies often step in to clarify rumors, the speculation rarely fades entirely. This tension highlights the crossroads once again: how to honor fans' devotion without letting their imaginations dictate personal lives. Imagine this: years from now, Moon Ga-young and Cha Eun Woo are cast together again, but this time in a historical romance. He plays a scholar with secrets, she a noblewoman navigating court politics. The press release alone would ignite global excitement. Fans would see it as proof of destiny, of bonds that span genres and years. But for Moon and Eun Woo, it would simply be another chance to showcase their growth, to surprise audiences who think they've already seen all they can do. This imagined reunion embodies their crossroads perfectly: what fans interpret as fate, they experience as craft. If their journeys teach us anything, it's this: resilience isn't loud. It's not about making grand statements or correcting every rumor. It's about standing tall amid noise, letting silence speak louder than explanations. Moon Ga-young and Cha Eun Woo have shown that strength isn't just in the performances that win awards, it's in the quiet choices, the unseen sacrifices, the patience to endure curiosity without letting it define them. The story ahead. The crossroads of image and identity is not a place one leaves, it's a constant balancing act. For Moon Ga-young and Cha Eun Woo, the challenge will always be to evolve without losing themselves, to connect without overexposing, and to shine while still holding something sacred for themselves. Whatever the future holds, whether separate projects, joint endeavors, or simply the continuation of their individual journeys, one thing is clear: their strength lies not in conforming to what fans demand, but in staying true to who they are beyond the spotlight. The first part of this story revealed the broad outlines of Moon Ga-young and Cha Eun Woo's delicate dance between fame, privacy, and expectation. This continuation paints the picture in sharper detail: the rooftop whispers on set, the frenzy of beach photo theories, the rare moments of sincerity in interviews. Through it all, one